So these are some pretty important fields here. So when you add a tool, you have to give it a name. You should give it a descriptive name because the AI will understand the name. Um, so, migrate tool is a bad name. Knowledge base makes sense. It knows what a knowledge base is. And then a description should say how the tool is going to be used, any rules around when it should be called. In this case, it's pretty simple. We're just going to use it to answer questions. And then you can, if you want, pick specific knowledge bases. If you don't, it'll just query all of your knowledge bases at once. And then there's a couple of different modes here, which I'm not going to go to in great detail, but so the search mode is just like the most basic, simple knowledge base mode. When it calls the knowledge base tool, it's just going to search the knowledge base, get the data back, and the assistant itself will compose the answer. So that's fine unless you want the thumbs up, thumbs down feedback, or you want to use a different model, like 3.5 for your question answering. And so because if we choose answer question, then what the assistant will be doing when it uses this tool is actually asking the knowledge base to provide an answer, not raw data, and then it'll just incorporate that answer. So I'm going to use that here because the defaults are usually fine. And the reason is I want to use 3.5 Turbo for the question answering, mostly for speed purposes, but when you're doing this for real, cost is also a concern. We will request feedback, and then various tools may have a bypass assistant field. This is actually kind of important. If you choose to bypass the assistant, then the result that the tool provides will be just sent directly to the user. It won't be sent back to the assistant to interpret and regurgitate. So whether or not you use this really depends on your use case, but for just simple question answering, if your assistant doesn't have, like, if you're not asking it to talk like a pirate or have a very specific voice, it can be faster and less expensive just to have the knowledge base send directly to the user. If you are finding that there's instructions you have in your main assistant that aren't being followed, you can not use this feature. And that's all there is to that. So